What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of The Journey. Today we're going to be talking about why you need to be hanging out with people who are better than you. I am Justin, back with my buddy Ricardo. What's up, man?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
So just finished school this week.
We're going to be going a lot harder now.
We're definitely going to get better content, better conversations, hopefully better scenario.
Impact. We're going to impact you guys
And
more.
impact.
Have more time to plan this.
That's a priority. Impact.
Yeah.
Impact you guys and start building the community the way we want it and we envision. So before we get into this, like always, like, subscribe, share it with family, friend, whoever, and engage with us. Give us some comments on social media, on YouTube, and all that stuff. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Sounds good, man.
All right. So first of all, what do you mean? Explain to us, like, by better people.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people just know people who are better than them at certain things. Not putting you down or anything. You're better than me at soccer. I'm better than you at certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows that. And it's not like you suck at something. It's just people are better.
Yeah.
It's a fact. And so it's just good to be hanging around those type of people that are better than you at something. That's something that you want to get better at yourself.
Why is it good to hang out with them? Because a lot of people, I'm guilty of it, don't want to hang out with someone that's better than them because it makes you feel like shit. It makes you feel like you're not as good as them.
Yeah.
You know?
I think before we get into why you should, let's talk a little bit about why most people don't and how to kind of overcome that.
All right. So let me continue because that's kind of
go for it.
Yeah, because it makes you feel better. You're like, oh, that person's good. You know, that person's better than me at this. I don't want to be next to him because then we're gonna get compared. And that's another thing you get into. You don't want to compare yourself. Like, how about you get better with him or that person that's just used soccer, for example. Someone better than me is good. I want to train with that person because I'm gonna gain some value, some skill that he has, some trick that I can learn. And you can do that with everything. You know, if someone's better at you at studying, better at you at taking pictures or whatever, whatever it is, you want to be with people who are better than you. And sometimes people don't because it's that same thing. You don't want to make yourself feel bad or when you compare yourself to that person, it just makes you realize that you're not as good,
Exactly. It kind of when you hang out with someone who's better than you, if I was training with you in soccer, it's shoot, man, why even try? This dude's way better. I'm not going to be like that. It kind of if you take it the wrong way mentally, it can really put you down.
Yeah.
And it does with a lot of people, Some people just think I'm just not good enough. I can't do that. Look at so many people that are better than me. And that's so destructive because it never leads to you getting better yourself.
Yeah, and then I feel like that comes with that. It's the self-esteem part too, having that self-esteem, knowing your worth in yourself, because that'll help a lot. Yeah. And then when you hang around with these people that are better than you, it helps you have that different mindset you talked about. That I'm gonna use this as value to me. I'm gonna learn from these people, and I'm gonna gain something from them, something new, rather than have it have a negative effect on me.
Yeah, I mean that's super true, man. It's are you going to let it have that negative effect on you? Are you gonna have you said, that self-esteem where it's nah, man, I'm not where I need to be right now. Sure, you're better than me. It's a fact. I can admit that. And a huge thing too is it's pride. People don't want to People don't want to. Yeah, they have too big of an ego where it's they're not gonna let themselves be worse than something at someone. So they're not gonna even associate themselves with something. Yeah, it's shoot, man, if I had a super big ego in soccer and I was hanging out with you and training with you and I was this guy's so much better, screw this, I'm not gonna play with him.
Yeah.
It's pride and it's people showing you up and everything. It's if you have that pride where you can't be humbled and it's all right, man, this was a wake up call, then that's it, man. And I've seen that so much, people like that who could have been super good at soccer, but it's they didn't want to humble themselves and take some of that pride away to get better and actually acknowledge that there's people doing better than them and learning from them.
And I feel that's something that I've recently just come to realize is that if someone's better than me at something, I should probably hang out with that person to learn something from them and see what they do to be as good as, be that person. And that's something I was like, oh yeah, why am I not doing this enough?
Mm-hmm.
And that's something we should build. You guys and us as well, build connections. With more people.
When let me stop you right there real quick. When did that start happening for you? Where you kind of stopped from like, oh, like I don't want to hang out with people better than me, to now like you actually want to. What do you think like made that change?
When? I mean,
what do you think caused it? Like when and what caused it?
What caused it was that in order to be, how they say like if you want to become someone or something, you want to do the things that they do to get there, and anything,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we do certain things, because you need to do the steps to do that. So it also applies. I mean, if you're gonna study for an exam, you gotta read the textbook, do these notes, do these.
Yeah.
If you want to become this person, this person, or at least be in that place that he is. That category, not exact, because everyone's unique. You don't want to be exactly like him, but do certain things that he does.
Be a rival to them.
Exactly. So then I said, you gotta do something. You gotta be with someone like that, or hang out with people that have that same mindset. And that recently changed. That was the cause for me. It was just like a revelation. Mm-hmm. Also, learning other things like from podcasts and stuff. People telling you like you need to hang out with better people.
Yeah.
And that's not to say like get rid of the friends you have now. Just totally get rid of them. Hanging out with you more was also something. You're always someone tell me things that gets me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes we always have those talks. Have those nice talks with not you.
Right, guys. We have these talks off camera.
Yeah, off camera. Like we have them.
That's how the first one started.
And yeah, exactly. Like we said, it was just like it was in the car rides, and we have these talks, and that's why we thought maybe I should listen to this. By the way, so then, what I was saying, yeah, I mean, having these talks with you, having you inviting me places, me seeing things, and learning, me exploring things, is what caused it, and learning more information was kind of like, okay, if I want to be like that person, let me hang out with someone like that. Mm-hmm. It's like so many things like, oh, I would never hang out with someone like that or something. No, you can. Maybe not someone like him, but someone that's close to him, or someone that's on its way, like a process,
Yeah.
They have the same mindset. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
With people that have the same mindset and goals and aspirations and commitment to something like that. That's something I've been trying to do. I'm not saying I'm hanging around with people like this all the time, like billionaires or stuff, or
I don't even know.
So it's just you're just learning. It's when you're constantly learning information, you're constantly getting you're listening to this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways out there. That's why we started this, because hopefully something like this helps you out, and then you go out and apply it in your life. Mm-hmm. You go out and make a new friend, make a connection, talk to strangers. Get out of your comfort zone and create new friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, it's just.
So, I think for me it started. I think it was kind of sports, cause like, I was friends with you, with some other guys on this team at school who were better. And so like I would be friends with you. I'd already hang out with you guys like outside of soccer. So I'd play soccer with you guys. Yeah. And everything. If like I wanted to get better, I wasn't gonna hang out and like train with some dude who gets no playtime. I'm obviously gonna hang out with these dudes and everything like that. So I think for me, it came from like sports and everything like that. Like if I suck at basketball, I love basketball. We both do, but we suck.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna get better, who are we gonna hang out? Who are we gonna ask to train us?
Yeah.
Yo, someone good.
Someone good. Yeah.
So. I think it was sports for me, because like that's a super tangible thing that we can see.
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm not gonna hang out with someone who's worse. Like,
yeah.
If I want to get, but yet we don't do it in other areas of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't do it like in sports. I think it's very like
it's real. It's tangible. It's easy to see.
It's easy to see.
Yeah.
And in real life, not a lot of people see it. Mm-hmm. They always try to stay with that same people, and that's another thing I want to get into, or I want to kind of say is, we all have like your circles. I know those people. I see it on Twitter all the time. Or like, oh, I only have 2 friends. I only have 3 friends.
Bro, that's kind of me. For
like and that's me. I have a few friends. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm not saying that's good. But it's cool.
You need to have a variety of friends. So you need to have people. This is something a little related, but it's called the law of 33%. 33% of your time needs to be spent with people who are at your same level, homies, us, who hang out, who are growing together, who are doing stuff, you know, who are motivating each other and working our way up. 33% of your time needs to be hung out with people who are a little bit below you, people that you can help. Reach your hand down and help them get up. You know, if they need help with something, if they're trying to get in better shape, if they're trying to learn something, you help them out. And then the last 33% of your time is spent with people who are better than you, people who you can learn from, who can mentor you, who can help you up. The same thing that you're doing for the people below you, they're going to be doing for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Law of 33%. Just split your time in between those three categories, and you're good.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So like, I mean, he basically said it. Expand your circle. Expand your
Keep
friends.
your homeboys.
Yeah.
Keep the dudes who you've been known since whenever.
Yeah. So
you know, but we gotta grow. If they want to grow with you, awesome. I've
Yeah.
known this guy since freshman year, and he's wanted to grow with me. That's cool. We're at the same level, and we're getting there together. You know?
Yeah, that's why we started the journey thing and like the whole thing. Our process is getting better. He's always telling me things that make me, you know, okay, maybe realize it. I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't know it because I don't tell him. Like, oh, dude, you know the thing you said. Maybe sometimes I do, but then it's always like with you, like in yourself, that something he says or something he does makes me be like, okay, I need to. Not that I want to do the same thing he's doing or copy him. Is he can do it, he's doing it, it makes me better, it makes me want to do something better, it makes me tell myself, like this something that you were going to talk about, self-aware, it makes you self-aware, like, okay, I can do much better, I can do something good like that, and that's the same thing, it ties in with hanging with people that are better than you.
Yeah, when you see someone operating at a higher level, it's kind of a wake-up call for you. It's like, shoot, man, like, he's doing it, why can't I?
Yeah.
We're no different, you know? So like, it kind of, it flips the switch on where if you hang out with people who are the same as you or people who are below you, then you're the top dog. You know, it's like, I'm chilling, I'm good. Like, I was captain of JV. I was good, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody like above me, everything like that. But like you go up to the next level and it's like, I'm like, shoot, man, it's time to work.
Exactly.
It's a wake up call.
So like, I was just thinking this right now. So like, what can we say to the people who are in a group of friends, and they're the ones who have this, like, there's no one there that they're all kind of the same mindset and stuff, but there's someone there, one of them that has that spark, that's saying, that's probably listening to, hopefully is listening to right now. And
You need to be
share
listening
it
if you're that person.
It's like,
yeah,
we can do so much better. We can be like, what can we advise to them?
That was me.
You know?
That was me.
Yeah.
All through high school, man. That was me. And like a lot of the times I kept it like to myself.
Yeah.
Because you know, people like you just
don't want to tell people.
People like, just don't get it. You know, they're more worried about what they're doing on Friday night than their freaking future.
Yeah.
So my advice to those people would be to build yourself up internally. So if everybody you know is just down here, you gotta be putting in for information that's up here. So read things, listen to podcasts. If you can't hang out with those people, then associate yourself with them digitally. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have all these things. There's no excuse why you can't get information from these kind of people. That's how I started, man. I was reading Grant Cardone, I was listening to Andy Frisella's podcast. Like, people like that, there's no excuse. Like, I feel like I know those guys because of how much I've listened to them.
And since you mentioned that, I wasn't doing nothing. Like, I'm telling you, I wasn't doing none of that. Like, I was in a mindset of like, I'm never gonna be associated in some way. Not like me going to their houses or me being like working for them. No, like, I never thought something like that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
But he just said it. It's YouTube. How many of you guys spend hours on YouTube
watching
some dumb shit? You know.
How many of you guys sit there watching Netflix all the time? I do it too. But carve out some of that time to develop yourself. Carve out some of that time to listen to those people. Whatever you want to do. If you want to be a photographer like this dude, find out who the best photographers are and listen to what they're talking about. If you want to be a dancer, find out who the best dancers are and just listen to what they have to say. Consume their content. You don't have to be physically hanging out with these people to hang out with them and to learn from them and to get the value that they have to offer.
And it's like those people that we're talking about, like there's a bunch of people on Instagram, and it was funny now that I remember one summer I went to your house and he was telling me about these speakers. He like grabbed my phone and he looked them up, like on my Instagram. He grabbed my phone and he looked them up. He's like, dude, you need to follow this person.
I followed like
you,
7 people.
You need to follow this person. You need to follow this person. You need to follow this person. He like grabbed my phone and he looked up these people. So then like slowly, like yeah, I would see him and I'd be like, yeah, like oh, I like what he's saying.
Did you just like? Would you just kind of look past him and?
Yeah, like I'm gonna admit, I looked past some of them. Some,
did you unfollow any of them?
There's some good ones, you know. You always like ET, you know, like him. You gotta stop.
Eric Thomas, ET the hip hop preacher. Follow him.
Like you look at him and you have to stop. Yeah. You can't. It's hard to scroll by.
Yeah.
Some people are just like nothing, but then eventually over time, like the things that are saying starts resonate you. It starts sparking that thing. Maybe this episode doesn't spark anything, but we really hope it does. But maybe something, you know, in another episode or a previous episode, you know, spark something. And that's what kind of happened to me.
Yeah.
Connections with these people, and like not physical connections, digital.
Yeah.
We're living the like
21st century. 2019.
Yeah.
There's no excuses. And like if you're that one who kind of is like that and like your friends aren't, send them stuff. Send them stuff that you think they need to hear. Don't be afraid to just like, oh, like what is he gonna say? Who cares, man?
Yeah.
He's gonna forget about it 2 days later. Like I would send this dude videos. I would send some other my friends like motivational videos. Just do it. And then if you kind of start to get it in, then you can actually like if you're talking to your friends, you can say something like, and they're like, wow, like that was pretty good. You can become that person in your group to even like spread that mindset to more people. Don't just keep it like get strong within, get that big foundation, and then spread it. That's what I did with this dude, and now we're doing this.
Yeah, like he was always like I'm telling you, he was always like ahead of me. Like in high school, he was already thinking like maybe I'm where he was in high school right now. I like that, man. You know.
You give me too much credit.
Like you know, like I really give him credit, and because I really do. Like I'm telling you, since high school, like if I can explain it, like the talks, like when he joined varsity, like dude, like he would like the talks.
I got most inspiration.
And we had classes together. Like I'm telling you, like sophomore year,
sophomore year, sophomore year.
Like he would always be saying things like this, you know. So I never took it like, oh, it's just gonna go fly in my head, you know. Like it was serious. So like I'm telling you, like you can be that person for someone, and maybe like in the smallest ways you can say something, and that's what I try to do with my friends or with anyone. That's what I want to try to do more, you know, not just limited to my friends, because you're comfortable with your friends, you know, you're comfortable.
Get out
How
there,
about
guys.
get somewhere out there and learn from others, and you can teach someone something, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it goes with, you know, hanging with people, you know, that are better than you. Mm-hmm. You know, you're gonna learn from them. They may learn something from you. Don't think just because they're better than you, they can't learn from something. You can always be learning something.
So we've covered a lot so far. But like the next thing that's really important, why hanging out with people is not just you learn from them, but you execute on it. You're forced to execute.
Yeah.
You're either forced to get to their level or you can't be there.
You're done.
You know, like I'm reading a book by Michael Jordan's trainer, Tim Grover, and Michael Jordan would literally tell people, he's like, hey man, like you either get on my level or I don't pass you the ball. There was no like, hey, like, man, maybe sometimes I'm feeling it. He would like give you an opportunity to prove yourself. He'd give you 2 shots. If you can't do it, then you're done. Like, that's the truth, man. And people like that who are at that level, it's like they're not going to tolerate anything below that. So either you get there or you're out of the picture. So, like, that's one of the most valuable things, is it forces you to level up. You get so much better by hanging out with better people. Exactly. You learn, like, studying with people who are good at studying.
Yeah, I mean, from anything, you know? Mm-hmm. And so many of us, like, including myself, like, you're scared of, like, interacting with someone that's better than you because he knows more than you. Again, just the flat out reason that he's better than you scares people, and then like I feel like we should break that cycle.
Exactly. One thing I just thought of that is they might be better at you at whatever it is, but you're better than them at something. So it's not like they're better than you at everything. No, they might be better at you at taking pictures. For example, him. He might be with a photographer who's better than him one day. But he's gonna be better than than that guy. Yeah. You both can learn from each other. It's not just like it's not a one-sided coin here. Yeah. You know, there's a give and there's a take.
Exactly, and then in anything, like you said already, in anything. So. Yeah.
So
the execution part.
Execution. That's the biggest thing.
That's the thing that I think it's like really valuable here, like the execution part, because I mean you can talk about how
you can learn it.
You can learn it. It's like actually execute.
Until you can do it, then learning means nothing.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
execute this stuff. Like if you learn something from someone, you know, execute it. If you see someone, try to replicate that. Because
exactly,
once you
man.
replicate it, you know, and the things you're listening, like we're always listening stuff. 75 hard is something like we're actually executing, and we want to execute. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's not easy.
It ain't called 75 hard for nothing, guys.
It's not hard.
But
Like little things.
Yeah.
It can be like the littlest things, you know, that you can do and execute, because your mind starts saying like, okay, I'm learning, I'm executing,
Exactly.
I'm learning,
and it
I'm
feels
executing.
good.
Yeah,
like
it
when you
does.
start making that little progress, it's like, shoot, like this, it's hard, but I can do this. And it's like those people who are starting to like, we're better than you. It's like, okay, like I'm getting a little bit closer, and a little bit closer, and a little bit closer, and that's super motivating. When you see yourself making progress, like momentum starts building, and it's one of the most motivating things, man. Because you don't want to stop and like kill that growth.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and once you like have that over a long period of time, then you raise your standards, your own internal standards, where you used to be. It's way below where you are now.
Exactly.
And, you know, and like that's the biggest thing, because now you used to be down here, all of a sudden you're up here. Down here isn't a question anymore.
Yeah.
It's not even possible for you.
It's a progression. You just want to keep progressing over time, getting better over time, and those people that, you know, whoever those people are, you know, those are gonna be the people that are gonna help you get there little by little. It shouldn't be a rush. It shouldn't be like you're not gonna see this huge, like a quick fix type of thing. You know, like if it's gonna quick fit. No, it takes a long time. It's a long term process.
Yeah.
It's like for everything. It's a long term process.
So we've been talking about it in theory, but the way how I came up with this idea for this topic was the event we went to last week, where we were in a room full of people who were better than us.
Exactly.
What did that feel like for you?
Well, like it was funny because like he was like making a big fuss about some guy that was there called Ed Milet, and I've never heard of him. Like I've never heard of him. I'm telling you guys, like I'm also like this guy's a big deal too. You know, I never heard of him. See, just like I didn't know of him like a week ago. I know of him now, and I'm like listening to his podcast now, and this guy's good. Like
But
he's good.
What was it like being there?
Like being
in a room.
I took a selfie with him. He was he was leaving, and then I was like, I gotta take a picture. Like I didn't know who he was and what he's done and like what he represents at that time, but I was like, no, I know that eventually I'm gonna find out. I told myself I'm gonna find out what this guy's with. But before that, let me take a picture with him. So when I do, I'm like back at that picture and be like, I took a selfie with Ed Milet. So yeah, he was leaving too. He's like, all right guys, I gotta go. Like I really need to go. And he was leaving. I just got my phone real quick, like selfie, and he's like, yeah. And he just took a selfie. He's like, all right, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, good looking out, whatever he says. Like, take care. Super cool guy. So I mean, like being with people around, like in that same room, and it was like a meet and greet room. It was like not everyone went in there. Like only the
VIPs.
Like the VIP. But I was taking pictures for some other people there, and I was in there. So I'm surrounded by like all these good people and just talking to them. Like I just went up to them, like I'm gonna take a picture with these people and talk to them. So there's some people there, and like they were super cool, you know.
What did you notice about them that's kind of different?
From like what?
From other people who aren't like, you know, at that level.
They're just super like welcoming. Like they don't care that someone's coming up to them and asking them to take a picture with them. You know, if you like
learn from them, talk to them, you know.
And, yeah, like just talking to them, you know, and being there, like he said, what did I feel like being there with people in a room that were people that were better than? I just felt motivated to get there, you know. I felt inspired, and now it's time for me to execute, you know, because so many people said that, like, you know, they stood up there, they inspired you, they motivated you, they gave you all the nuggets to do things. Now it's up to me, like after that week, to put in that work, and I've done things in my life, like change, not like drastically, but I've decided to do things like 75 hard, something that I give up, and I'm gonna be. I kind of have some ideas, like another topics that I've been thinking about, but we'll talk about that later, and we'll expand it. I don't want to get into it too much this time, because I don't want to sidetrack off that. So just again, with being in that room or being with those people, it was really cool, you know, being there and just. It was like a real good experience having those people, and I didn't put it in that perspective. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously I know they're better than me, but now that you asked me that question, I was like, yeah, like dude, like It was awesome. Like, I thought it was awesome.
You just feel amazing.
Like, you feel cool.
So the first time I went to Sam's house, who I work with now, back in November, I felt amazing just being there, man. And it's because, like, for me, there was just an energy that was just like, I've never felt this. I've never felt this before. And it was super cool experiencing that for the first time because, like, you always hear, if you want to be successful, hang out with people who are successful. You know, the thing we're talking about right now, I had never done that. And when I finally did, I was like, I get it. I understand it because there's just something different about the way these people operate. There's something different, like, about the way that they just are. They're just, like, little things. They're so high level on. Yeah. And it's like, dude, like, you're kidding me. Like, you set out your clothes for the week so you don't have to make a decision of what to wear in the morning, so that saves you time. Like, little stuff, man, but it's just like, you're kidding me. Like, the energy and just, like, it was insane, man. The first time, like, being in that environment, I understand it now. Yeah. And ever since then, it's like that, Sam kind of got normal, and his house kind of got normal, and it, like, you know, it's still crazy, but then when we met Grant Cardone, I was like, shoot, dude, like, this guy's almost a billionaire, and I was like, I felt it again, I was like, dude, this energy, and just, like, so cool, and then when I met Ed, I talked with Ed, and I was like, dude, like, it's just so cool, it's cool to be the energy that they have, and just, it makes you feel amazing,
and, like,
it really does,
and it's not like you, like, talk to them one-on-one, or, like, you get mentored by these people, no, it's just, like, that interaction you had with them.
Like, literally, Ed walking, Grant, perfect example. Grant walked in the room, and I was sitting down, like, getting, focusing the cameras and everything for the interview. And, like, he walked in the room, and I was just like, I just felt something. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, like, this is Grant freaking Cardone. Right there. And it was just, it was super cool, that energy, man. That energy was amazing. And I felt that at the event.
Yeah, and then, like, that's what we're talking about. Like, try to associate with people like that. And like, you know, you close and give that energy to. You're like, don't just find it.
Give that to other people who aren't as good as you.
Yeah, give that to other people, and always, like he said, the 30% rule, 33% rule. You know, try to practice that. And just reach out to people who are better than you. You know, and every aspect, just learn. And it's not and gain something. We're trying to tell you guys to hang out with people and expand your circle, because we know that the little we've done
it's paid off a lot.
It's kind of it's changing our mindset. It's making us, the little we've done it, you know. And it's not like we've hang out with these people like 24/7, you know. You're not buddies with them. I'm not close friends, you know. I'm not business partners with these people.
But I was there. I was in their proximity. Yeah,
exactly.
You gave me a really good idea. We've been talking about hanging out with better people. But how can people hang out with better people? Like, what are actually, like, steps that they can do to maybe, like, get in touch with someone in business who's successful, somebody in whatever they're doing is successful? What do you think are good ways to, like, actually, like, be in their circle? What can they do?
To be in there, I like to think about it as getting to know them. Social media. You guys know what the Kardashians are doing every day. You guys know what everyone, these celebrities are doing every day. How about you, look up some people, like, that are, you know, influencers, that these people, like, whether they're making so much money, they actually like helping us, like us, you know, people, normal people. They make it a goal. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, when you start knowing these people, or like knowing them by, you know, their podcasts or their books, whatever, they just want to help us. You know? It's cool. And that's something you think about. And some of you guys probably seem like, he doesn't care. He's trying to make money off of us. And believe me, there's people like that. You know, there's people that try to do that or do it in a way. You know, there's different types of people. But
there's a lot of people who aren't.
You know, there's a lot of people who aren't. And I like to believe that there's more people who try to help than the other thing, you know?